Hey, grade 6. Mr. Hay is not very happy with himself today because he just made an entire lesson using the wrong camera on his phone. So I have to do it all over again. But that's okay. So, as I was saying in the last video that you will never see, last week we started talking about the solar system and I had you guys build one, and I was super impressed with the creativity and some of the cool ideas you guys came up with to make the order of the planets. I think it was Cooper Martin made his out of Lego, which was super awesome. Very much appreciated that. It was really cool looking. I might see if I can post some of these examples on the classroom for you to look at in a little bit. But we're going to start moving on now, and we're going to start from the Earth and move our way out. So we're going to start close to the Earth and get further away. The next closest thing we have in our solar system to the Earth that's in space is the moon. So we're going to be talking about the moon and the phases of the moon and how it kind of rotates around the Earth. All right? Now, the thing about this teaching from home stuff is I don't have all the supplies I usually do, so I'm having to make it up, hence the late lesson this week. But we'll see how it goes. Made a little diagram here. You see we've got the sun, we've got the moon, and we've got our Earth. Does anyone know why it's called the third rock from the sun? Bum, bum, bum. Bonus marks. Okay, now, something we need to know about the Earth. This is a little bit of foreshadowing for next week. The Earth rotates in space, so it spins like this. If I was a little tack, that purple tack on the side of my Earth, you can see I'm spinning. That creates the days. Okay, that's our revolution. The Earth is also in orbit around the sun, which means as it's spinning, it moves all the way around the sun in a big circle. That is the Earth's orbit, okay? All the planets orbit the sun. What we have stuck in orbit around the Earth is the moon. Sorry, just trying to get that to stick, okay? Now, the thing about the moon is the moon does not revolve the way the Earth does. It doesn't spin, okay? So we are always looking at the same side of the moon, no matter what part of the planet we are on, okay? Hence, we have the dark side of the moon, which you can see here is the little black part of my hacky sack. So as the moon rotates, orbits around the Earth, it goes like this. It's going in a counterclockwise direction, and the same face of the moon, it's spinning a little bit, is always facing the Earth, okay? This is what creates the phases of the moons. So as you can see, if I'm that little tack, I'm going to be, this thing's shifting too much, sorry. As I'm the little tack, I'm going to be seeing different parts of the moon. Those different parts of the moons have different names, and you're going to explore those in the next step. So from that little demonstration, you need to remember the same face of the moon is always towards the Earth. We never see the backside. Based on the light coming from the sun hitting the moon, we see different parts of the moon's face depending where it is in its orbit around the Earth. Okay? Pause that, digest it, write that down. You're going to need it. As we shift, I'm going to take my sun with me. We now need to talk about the phases of the moon. Okay? So, as we know, the moon reflects light. So if we're our Earth and we're right here, and I'm facing the sun right now, and the moon is in between the sun and the Earth, we have a new moon. That means the moon is black because all this light is being reflected back towards the sun, not towards the Earth. A full moon, when we see the whole moon, it's on the far side, away from the sun, and the sun is shining light. It reflects off the entire body of the moon, and we get to see the whole thing. There are different stages in between there. As you can see, we've got new moon, waxing crescent, first quarter. I know it looks like half, but keep in mind there's a backside to the moon as well that is also dark. So the backside's dark, front side's dark, only 1/4 of it is light. Waxing gibbous moon, full moon, waning gibbous moon, last quarter, waning crescent, back to new moon. This whole cycle to go around the Earth takes how many days? Pause, write it down. Yeah, okay, you got it. 28 days-ish to make a full rotation around the Earth. And we see all the stages of the moons. Okay? Now, part of your project today, you're going to have to find definitions for some of these terms. I'm going to have a document on the Google Classroom where you're going to have to go on Google, look them up, figure out what they mean. You are also going to have to try and make me a phase of the moon diagram. I recommend Oreos. I go with the double stuffs because they're vegan, which means they're obviously healthy, and you get a nice little treat for it. The way this works, you crack your Oreo open, you reveal the icing, you get a little spoon, and you just scoop out the part of the icing you need. Oh, this is more sticky than it was planned to be. Give me a sec. Icing in my bowl with my extra cookie doughs. Now, I have my kind of mushed up waning crescent. You'll be able to do a better job because you'll have 2 hands and no camera to deal with. But now I have the full phases of the moon. You're gonna take a picture of that. You're gonna send it to me, however you make it. Like I said, Oreos are cool because you get a nice big snack. You also have a bunch of leftovers, which you can mash up and add to vanilla ice cream, and then it's delicious, delicious cookies and cream ice cream. Highly recommended. And you're gonna have to give me some definitions as well. Okay, so try and convince your parents to get you some delicious, delicious vegan food. Oreos, vegan, I know, who knew? Mainly because they're made of sugar, but that's cool. And that's it. Hope you guys are having a really good morning so far. See you soon.